All right, so assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome for another session about writing, academic writing. So in the previous lecture, we talked about a structure of an essay, that how essays are written, what are the different parts of an essay. We talked about introduction, body, and conclusion. We also talked about that when you are writing an introduction of an essay, so how many parts are in an introductory paragraph. And then we talked about hook, we talked about background information and reference. We also studied about thesis statement, and we conducted one entire session on writing a thesis statement, because a good thesis statement basically is the backbone of your essay. All right, so since you have studied about and you have learned about how to structure your essay, how to write a thesis statement, how to write a hook, and what information should go in the first paragraph, which is called introductory paragraph, what should you write in your body paragraphs, and how the conclusion is written. So today our topic is writing descriptions. In other words, we will be learning about how to write a descriptive essay. All right, anybody of you has an idea? What do you think when we say that how to write a descriptive essay? What do you mean by description? Who would like to answer me? You can write in the chat box. I will read. I want this session very interactive, and your responses are welcome. All right, what do you think about description? If I ask you to describe, any one of you, just describe your mobile phone right now you are holding in your hand. So what information are you going to include when you are describing your mobile phone? What will you be telling me most importantly about your mobile phone? Yes. Yeah, who would like to talk? Describe your mobile phone. Yeah. Who is up for speaking?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, describe your mobile phone. All right, so what information will you be sharing? How will you describe your mobile phone? What words will you use?
Mobile play a vital role in our society.
Okay.
We can we can easily communicate each other, and
All
we
right.
can use for education purpose.
All right. All right. So this is
And
one of the aspects of describing something. Like you are telling me the function of mobile phone. All right. But if I ask you, tell me the physical appearance, like, what does it look like? For instance, that is it black in color, or what color is your mobile phone?
blue color.
It is blue color. All right. All right. Is it very slim, or is it thick?
So thick.
All right, it is thick. All right. Okay. And see that when you are describing the physical appearance and giving the details of something, that what it look, how it looks, all right, or what it looks
Yes.
like, as well as what is the function of that particular thing. We can describe the objects, we can describe the places. That is descriptive writing. All right. Thank you very much for your participation. Let's move forward. Okay, now what is happening in this picture? What do you think? What is happening in this picture? The previous one, sorry. What is this picture telling you? Can you describe this picture, please? Any one of you?
Ma'am, that this picture is just describing
Mm-hmm.
कि गरीब लोगों के पास खाना नहीं होता है, and when they got something, everybody wants to have it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And there's a girl who's crying, she wants it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So you can see that innocent facing children clad in rags and poor clothes. They are snatching, and they are actually to fulfill their hunger, they are snatching the bread. All right.
Yeah.
This can be one of the very simple description you can see. that the crying faces and innocent looking faces, completely impoverished, deprived of all the basic amenities of life, to beat their hunger, they are fighting for the food. Is that so?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now let's see. This is another picture. All right, so what could you see in this picture?
I think
Mm-hmm. You can see what kind of place does it look like? Is it a very well, you can say very clean and a very standard and very posh area? Does it
no, no,
look that? No.
no,
What does it look?
no. Like poor people or
All
rural
right.
areas, like
All right.
privilege.
All right. It is showing poverty, Tahira. Yes.
Yes,
All right. It is slum area. All right. Okay. And children are living in miserable. People are living in miserable condition. Okay.
yes.
Now, despite the deplorable conditions, the children of the area learn to read and write under the small cloth tents and find recreation in mud, bricks, and dirty water. All right, so you see that this is the picture in which the children are sitting and they are learning, not a very well developed and furnished school, but they are sitting on the mat. All right, they are sitting on the floor, there is no furniture, and they are learning in a very deplorable condition that shows that how much poverty we have in our country. All right,
गरीबी से
exactly. Gurbat. Living amidst filth, deprived of the basic amenities of life, facing a new challenge each.
के मध्ये
All right. Now, if I show you an article that is a great example of writing about the slum areas of Lahore. All right, look at this. I will show you the model description and I will share in the WhatsApp group as well. I would recommend all of you to read that article. This is a great example of a descriptive article or a descriptive essay. A thought-provoking visit, the slums of Lahore. You know what do we call slum areas? Slum areas are those areas in the city where there are no basic amenities of life available, no proper water, cleanliness, and electricities and basic amenities of life are available, and people are living in poverty. So, if we want to describe descriptive, when we talk about what descriptive writing is and descriptive essay, we can say that descriptive writing provides an illustration of people, places, events, situation, thoughts, and feelings. So, description presents sensory information that makes writing come alive. It expresses an experience that the reader can actively participate in or by using imagination. Descriptive details add in developing the overall dominant impression. So when we just simplify this and the description, the definition of descriptive writing, so we can say that descriptive writing is writing in a way that the reader can imagine and reader can create the picture of what you are seeing. If you are describing a person, if you are describing a place, so you are writing in such a way that the reader will be able to imagine that in their mind. Is that understood? All right. So we can define the descriptive writing can be like a type of a writing that is very clear, that is concise, and we can talk about places, we can talk about object, we can describe a person, anyone. And this information and your descriptive writing provides enough details to evoke the senses. A reader can feel all their senses working while reading any descriptive writing work. So if your descriptive writing is good, it will be more impactful. The reader will be able to imagine exactly the same picture which you are trying to create through your words. All right. Now, example, if I ask you to describe your best friend, yes, okay, who has just recently joined us? Fine. Asad has joined us today. Okay, Asad, so we are today Our topic is descriptive writing and how to write a descriptive essay or how to write descriptions. So if I ask you, describe your best friend, how will you describe? Who would like to unmute and who would like to share about his or her best friend? Or you can also write in the chat box. It's up to you. Yes. Describe your best friend. All right. Asad, would you like to?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
sure.
please.
I would mostly I would describe my best friend as my best friend is, for example, Ahmed. He is in intermediate. He is uh, uh, he is my close friend. He is my fast friend. We had been our friendship since long, and he is a great guy. We always love to wander hither and thither together. He is my crime partner as well, and so on. There is man.
Okay. Okay. Good. Great. Great. All right. Well done, Asad. Well done. Thank you so much for your participation. Now look at this. We have an example. My best friend is my own cousin. Her name is Lily Adams, and she is in the same age as me. She is a pretty tall girl with long black hair. Her deep green eyes like emeralds. Lily is a very talkative girl and she loves to help poor people. She often carries extra food in her bag to give to the poor people she meets on the road. All right. So, this is one way of describing your friend. When you are describing something, what you should include in the description, you should first include in the description that what the thing look like, I mean how it looks like. When you talk about your friend, so you it would be nice to clear a very clear picture of your friend in the mind of the reader, that you add some details about her physical appearance, right, that she
Ma'am,
has got. Yes, please.
ma'am, if we describe something else, for example, as you told your best friend, so will
Mhm.
it contain more and more adjectives while
Exactly.
describing?
Exactly. One of the good features of writing, descriptive writing, is that you should add more and more adjectives, because adjectives
Yes.
are the describing words. All right. So, descriptive writing requires what? It requires good vocabulary. When you are writing, and if you have good bank, like word bank, all right, so you will be able to describe a place or describe a person or describe the situation or describe the event exactly the same way as it happened. All right. It means that the reader will be able to read your mind, because for example you are describing a person who you know but I don't know. So you will have to try your level best to describe your best friend in such a way that I can create a picture of your friend, if not exactly the same but closer to that. This is the beauty of descriptive writing. When you are writing and describing anything, any object, any place, any situations, we will come to it, then your writing style should be very, very effective. All right. Now let's go, because in this session I will also be assigning you the one of the assignments for your finals. So stay connected. Okay. And the dominant impression, like the dominant impression, basically in the descriptive writing, the dominant impression is a basic idea or a theme that the writer wants to express from the complexity of the story's construction. Like a city, for example, can be described as exciting or scary depending on carefully chosen words or from a subtly crafted mood. All right. Like if I ask you to describe your city or describe your village, all right. So you know that what are things that you would like to mention when you are describing your village. All right. Definitely you would describe the things which are there which exist there. All right. There may be some good things, there may be some bad things, there may be some there may be some schools. So you may talk about school in the village which is not very well, you can say well built. All right. Or it may not have a lot of facilities. So then you will describe that school, is a place where students, what do the classrooms look like. Okay. What are the other facilities available for the children. So you are the ones who have seen the place. I am the reader, I haven't seen the place. So I will see that place, I will see that person, I will see that thing from your eyes. You understand? Okay. So your writing is basically, your writing is basically uh, like something for me that I will see that thing from your eyes. All right. So the well crafted and well drafted essay or description will help me to imagine the picture of what you are trying to say exactly the same way as it is. Okay. So that is why it is called descriptive writing, because in descriptive writing, you try to add every fine detail, like, every, a lot of details in it, very subtle details and fine details. What are the characteristics of good descriptive writing, that when you are writing, what you should take care of? All right. So characteristics of good descriptive writings are that vivid sensory details. All right. Like sensory details means that it should involve your all senses. If you are talking about an object which we can touch, all right. So what can be some of the adjectives that you can describe? Yes. Whether it is soft or hard, all right, whether it is smooth or rough, its surface is smooth or rough, it is soft or hard. Okay. So touch details, and when you just look at it, so how big is it or how small is it? Okay, whether it is tiny or whether it is big or it is huge. And if it is something like you are describing some food or you are describing any fragrance or whatever, so how does it smell? It's pleasant, it's like, if we talk about the slum areas and the places which are very stingy, very smelly, all right, giving bad smell. So you see that you have to describe and involve all your senses when you are writing the descriptive essay or when you are writing the description about something. So you should involve all five senses, all right, like touch, smell, see, hear. Okay, there are things which, for example, that you want to describe uh, toffee, or you can say the children eat something. If I want you to describe, so you see that how does its wrapper, it also gives you very a sort of sound, all right, when you touch it. So what kind of sound does it produce? All right, when you talk about the person, so how does a person talk? What is the, the how is the person loud or is the person a slow speaker? All right, so you will add all the details that involve senses. Then precise language, use a specific adjective. These are some of the tips of, a good descriptive writing. Using the specific adjectives, like as mentioned by Asad, that you should use good adjectives, nouns, and strong action words. And then order, all right, what is the order? Like, spatial order, climatic order, and topical order. In the next slide you will see that what these three orders are. Then figurative language, using similes and analogies and metaphors. So what is a metaphor? What are similes? All right, can you give me an example? Yeah, I want you to just describe. I want to know that whether you are here with me. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think? Can you give me an example of simile?
Has brave has lion, I think.
As brave as lion. All right. So yes, correct. That the similes are words like,
L-
use words like or as to compare things. Okay. Like for example,
yes.
yeah, that life is like a
Yes.
box of chocolates. All right. She's like a queen or whatever. All right. And it can be like, as brave as lion. It can be a simile. All right. This is correct. And metaphor. What is a metaphor? What is the difference between simile and a metaphor?
He's like in metaphor, ma'am. We always include like in simile is. For example, in simile, we use he's as honest as an angel. and he's a uh, he's a Imran Khan of our team.
Ah, yes,
He's
yes.
like
Right. Okay. The difference is like, in similes we use like and as, but in metaphor, what we do, we, we directly state a comparison. Like, love is a battlefield. All right. Like a battlefield? No, love is a battlefield. We are directly stating the reason. All right. Laughter is the music of the soul. All right. So we are not saying that laughter is like the music of the soul. Otherwise, it will become a simile. We are saying laughter is the music of the soul. So you are directly connecting it to the thing that you are comparing without using
Yes, ma'am.
any like or as. All right.
Yes.
All right. Like,
that,
the world is a stage. Shakespeare.
Yes.
Remember that? The world is
Yes.
a
Yes.
stage, and all the people in the world are the actors. So he has used metaphor, actors and stage directly, all right? Directly comparing something is called metaphor. Now, sensory details. Look at this. This is very good example for you when you will be writing your descriptions. So it will help you. What do we mean by sensory details? So when we talk about sight means vision. When you see something, how it looks, how it appears. So you can mention the color. Remember I asked you describe your mobile phone. So first thing I want to know that what color is your mobile phone? How big is it? What is the shape of it? Whether it is slim or very hard. Acha, sizes, you can also mention something is big or something is small. Then you can talk about its patterns, right? So you mean everything that you see and how it looks. All right. So talking about the looks of something is, or even you are mentioning a place, you are describing a place. So you will describe the place by looking around that how it looks, describing a home, anything. Then sound, it is loud or soft, it is harmonious or harsh, all right. Is it pleasant or unpleasant? Then smell, sweet or sour, sour. Okay, sour means like we can say the smell of the lemon is sour, all right. Pleasant or unpleasant, smell can be pleasant or unpleasant. Aromatic or stinky, stinky place, all right, not so good, no pleasant smelling. Aromatic usually we use for food, all right. So food was so aromatic. Taste, whether it is sweet or it is bitter or it is burning or it is spicy or it is just plain or it is bland, anything. Touch, feel or emotion, all right. When you touch this, whether it feels hard or soft or rough, smooth, hot, cold, dry, oily, sticky, and sandpapery, all right. So these are the adjectives and these are the things that you can use to describe things using the sensory details. It is not necessary that everything and every description may have all these things, because sometimes we talk about describing the things that you cannot touch, maybe the place or the situation that you are describing you cannot touch. So it is not necessary that all five senses are being used and you have to mention this is hard and fast rule. No, this isn't hard and fast rule. Okay, am I clear?
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
There can be another like here,
Yeah, sorry.
ma'am. I'm saying that the sensory details. There can be another like here.
Yes, 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 you're right. Okay. Now, order of organization. So when you are describing and you are writing to describe something, we talked about the order of organization. All right. So spatial order means that arranging information according to how things fit together in physical space. All right. In physical space means that if you are describing a place, okay, so you have to tell that where the right side or the left side was something is placed. Okay. Climatic order means order of importance, that you are writing in a proper order, that something which is of which is the more significant will come first and then the less significant will come later. And then topical order means arranging subtopics within a large topic, or you can say types. So if you are describing something like a mobile phone, all right, so you will first, mobile phone is the larger term, and then types are the smaller term, like subtopics. So you will first mention the main topic, and then you will define the subtopics and describe the subtopics or the things that come under that topic. All right, so these are the three orders that you need to follow when you are writing. All right. Another good thing, that descriptive writing, if you want to understand that what does it do, all right, and what is the main function of it. So it's like descriptive writing is show, not tell. All right, like for example, I have a mobile phone. This is just tell. But when it comes to describing, what will you do? You will add more information in it, so that I want to know that what kind of mobile phone you have. All right, like for example, one of the most important things to remember when you are creating a description is to show, not tell. What does this mean? Example, scenario 1, if you are writing about someone who is excited about going to a party, how would you describe it? Option A, she was excited when her parents gave her permission to go to the party. Option B, her eyes widened with surprise and her lips parted as she screamed with delight when her parents said yes. What do you think? Which one is the best description that is also telling you the emotion, the reaction of that person when she got the permission to go to the party? Yes,
B1, the
B.
B1.
Exactly. So you see that now when you are reading option B, you are imagining someone and her excitement, that what happened, her eyes widened with surprise and her lips parted, and she screamed with delight when her parents said yes. So in option A, you are just giving information, you are just telling that she was excited when her parents gave her permission to go to the party. But option B includes the emotions, the excitement, the reaction of that person when she heard about that she has been allowed to go to the party. Next, the rain was falling heavily and everyone was afraid. You are in the, okay, what is the scenario? You are in the midst of a thunderstorm. Midst means like in between, and like, about to face. And how would you describe this? Like, facing thunderstorm. A rain was falling heavily and everyone was afraid. Option B, the raindrops attacked the galvanized roof and the windows rattled. We huddled under the bed and held each other tightly. What do you think? Which one is a good option?
Maybe again, ma'am, a B.
B.
Option B, exactly. Why? Because the option A is only telling you that the rain was falling heavily and everyone was afraid. That's just an information. But you see that
Yes.
how beautifully the second example is conveying the whole situation. The raindrops attacked. All right, so you see that right descriptive writing is playing with the words, is making the writing more dramatic. Are you getting this? Okay, for example, when, if you read the novels and if you read any good stories, you will see that sometimes the person, the characters, the situations, they are described so dramatically, all right, that it catches the attention of the reader. Which one is
Yes, ma'am.
clearer? Yeah, please.
Ma'am, when we describe something else, instead of using more and more words, can we use more and more idioms in order to we make our sense more suitable?
Yes, using idioms and figurative language and similes and metaphors, all right, they are suggested, because definitely you are playing around the language. When you are using them, it manifests, or it showcases that you possess the knowledge, that you have the language command, all right. And definitely, descriptive writing is, as I told you, it's playing all around the world. It's creating the situation that excites the reader. You know, why would I want to read a particular story? Why would I choose to read one and not the other? Why? Because one is written in such a way, such an interesting way that it hooks me. All right. And the other one is so simple, as if like we are talking in our day-to-day life. This is just as simple as we talk in our daily life. That is not creativity. So, you know, when we talk about, like, for example, that stories are all around, you know, you see that everyone and every person has a story to tell. All right. But what do the writers do? What do the writers do? Those who are writing the novels and those who are writing the stories, they try to make it more
Flourish their sentence.
decorative. Exactly, like, you know, decorating your language, painting your thoughts, and then putting them on the paper. All right, so words are naked, you beautify them, you glorify them, and then you write them. All right, so for example, if you write something as it is, nobody is going to read it. It is not a masterpiece. But when an author writes something, it he invests a lot of time and energy, and all the, you know, you can say the tools and the techniques of writing, then he is able to create a masterpiece. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All
But
right.
ma'am, is there any limitation while describing something else?
While
We have to
describing,
describe something else. If we are describing something else, is there any limitation of words we have to describe in 2 or 1 or 2 sentences,
no,
or
no, no,
keep
no,
going?
no, 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 it's all up to you. All right, like, the more strong your vocabulary is, the stronger your vocabulary is, the better your descriptions will be. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Acha, which one is clearer? Now, a little description has been given here as well. Which one is clearer? The descriptions in the first example labeled A tells you what is happening, but it does not create pictures in your mind. Look at this. All right. But the descriptions in the second example labeled B create images in the reader mind and allow them to experience it fully. So, you see that the examples B were written in such a way that we could have and imagine a girl that is so excited, and we could imagine that how her eyes, you know, widened and opened. All right, all right. And in the other example, what was that example about? That example was about the raindrops. All right, so we could imagine in our mind that windows rattled, okay, and the raindrops attack the galvanized roof, so we could hear the sound of the water, you know, heavy rain falling on the roof. Okay, so we are imagining everything. Okay, we are going to skip this. All right, okay, so we have one more example here. I think our time is going to be over now. Let me explain you what is simile. A simile uses the words like or as. I have already explained you, all right, that he is busy as a bee. Okay. An analogy is a comparison between one thing and another, typically for the purpose of explanation or clarification. Like, I feel like a fish out of water. So this is called analogy, and we also have discussed what is a metaphor. These are some sample description, and then I'm going to okay, there are very few minutes remaining to end this meeting. I would like you to please, everyone, please join me after 10 minutes. Can you join me after 10 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
Of
Sure.
course.
Why not?
All right, because it's 2:40.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'm also going to explain you the assignments, and I will share this PowerPoint presentation with the assignment in your WhatsApp group. Is that okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.